My name's David Godfrey. I've been the governor here for over a year now. I'm still finding out what the place is like. It is a very strange place. We like it here. We like it the way it is, and we don't propose to go back to rolling around on the floor with blood and snot all over the landings and all that stuff. Most of us have got too old for that kind of caper anyway.
The first impression I had of Ford immediately was of space. It is a very open place. It is a converted Royal Naval Air Station. It was midsummer too, of flowers, of grass, of sky. The culture shock, of course, was that we had the freedom actually to be able to walk around in that space without anyone locking doors behind us, without seeking anyone's permission.
If you've not been in an open prison before, and especially if you have been in a bang-up prison before, you will find this place different and in some ways difficult. Because there are not very many staff, it does mean that you are required to look after yourselves and to look after each other rather more than you might be used to in a bang-up nick.
It's easier to do it in bang-up because you're 23 hours locked in a door. You don't see anyone, you don't do anything, and the time disappears on you. Here, you look out that gate, there's cars whizzing past. Me, I'm out working every day, in the community, every single day. But at 5 o'clock, I'm a criminal, I come back home to here. Tough to do.
So what I'm saying to you basically is this. If you can't do bird without chucking your weight around, without threatening people, then you can't do it here. And you will have to go. And if you have to go, you will almost certainly go to the Isle of Wight. So I've told you, and you know.
There's not many real criminals in this prison. Not the type you would imagine, not your sort of broken nose, cauliflower ear type. Very ordinary, a lot of the people here. They're very middle class, for want of a better term. And they feel that they shouldn't actually be in prison, even though they've robbed some poor old dear's pension fund of a couple of mil. They don't see why they should be in prison. They don't understand that fraud is actually theft.
I really don't view myself as a criminal. I pleaded guilty to tax evasion, and I think tax evasion is something which many, many people practice. I'd elected to plead guilty. I knew I was going to prison. I'm not sure I knew exactly what to expect.
Take the strain. Remember, this thing's going to start to roll downhill. That's it, lads.
We take the carnival float that we make for the Littlehampton Carnival Queen earlier in the year into the Littlehampton shopping precinct, generally act the goat to collect money for the charity.
You are not going to get that down the streets. It's too bleeding big.
Well, he's gonna drop us off, or he's gonna let us unload by the what's the boozer in the dead? There's a dead end there, isn't there? I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's the bottom end of the precinct.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And he said we can just go up and down the precinct. How are we going to get up and down? I don't know.
You can't get up and down the Poxy precinct because the wings are too bleeding big. You got all them lights that come up. What he ought to do, I think, is go down and walk it.
Yeah.
I might take you down this afternoon. We'll go down and walk it.
Yeah.
Because I'd hate to go down there and then look a load of prats because we can't bring the bleeding thing through. And the princesses will be on it.
Yeah.
No.
The charity shop is an autonomous unit in the prison. It isn't actually run by an officer or a civilian instructor. I run the workshop as a separate unit. I'll just get up here and hold the traffic up. All right, keep coming, lads.
We're keeping coming, the legend.
Take it steady, lads, because you're going to be going downhill now and you might get a bit of a spurt on.
No spurting, lads.
What's your traffic? Jimmy on the outside, okay?
The men are all thoroughly vetted before they go out. The names are not just prompted by me willy-nilly. I have a list of about 50 guys I can pick from. We do tend to use a nucleus of a team that will be on every event because they've worked well together and we add 1 or 2 new blokes each time we go out. I just act as a buffer, really, between the men and the governors and the officers. Someone has got to put forward a list of names to our Governor, Bob Jones, for approval.
You all right? Centre her up.
At the same time, we've got other things going on in the charity workshop. The main event at the moment is the pantomime.
Okay. Doesn't sound too bad so far, I think. Look, let us be honest about it. Being sent to prison for most people is more or less a disaster. I am not saying that this is the best thing that's ever happened to you. I'm not even saying it's likely to do you good. It might actually do you a fair amount of damage.
You can put that in my hair. What do you reckon? Do you reckon we need something on his legs? They're all like that.
Black tights, red tights. Definitely red tights.
How'd you get £10 a meat out for fly?
Don't know.
Unzip me. I see.
He's obviously the clown here.
I was a heroin addict. I was, over about 10 years, 10 to 11 years. Started when I was 15, and I've stopped using, when I was 22 years ago.
Right. Drugs in every shape or form are completely forbidden. You wouldn't think so. The place is certainly awash with cannabis. There is no problem getting some puff if you want some. There is a problem not getting captured. If you get captured, you will lose bird, right? If you're caught with alcohol or if you're caught drunk, you're looking at a heavy loss of remission. 20 days plus, probably, and a ship out to the island.
These are the things that the officers this week in the turnovers have discovered. All these big pipes were found behind one of the bath panels. This one here, they put the tobacco and cannabis in the centre here, and 4 people share for social occasions.
Colin. So I better get Tread a week then.
Danny, what do you need to bring in?
What?
Is there anything else you need to bring in?
To bring in?
Yeah, I mean shoes. You need shoes to go with your outfit? You've got everything to go with your outfit?
Yeah.
So you need a piece of paper to put in your box?
Yeah.
Yeah? I'll just put Chester, right?
Yeah.
I can't spell Harlequin.
No, I've done a burglary. He didn't get a penny, and I'm not going out to a penny. I mean, I don't have no money for anything, really.
This prison does contain a few people who have access to very large sums of money. One of the dangers that you face is that you may be offered what sounds like a very attractive deal in order to nip down to the off licence and do some shopping for somebody or whatever. It's up to you whether you want to get involved in that sort of thing or not. But we have had a lot of practice at catching people. You have not had a lot of practice at avoiding being captured. And if you get caught, you'll lose time and you'll be shipped out.
I've had a Rolls Royce and a Bentley. I've had Mercs and BMWs. I've had Porsches and every other car, but I think bar a Lamborghini. A fairly good lifestyle, sufficient money, 3 happy children and happy times. Same as anybody else. I've obviously done wrong, otherwise I wouldn't be here, but I'm a paper criminal. My crimes have all been fraud. It was using your brain. And I don't think they liked people using their brain. What I did is known as a known thing that how people balance their books. But I did it on an enormous scale.
How much did you stand to gain?
Single figures. Under 10 million.
Sort of visits itself.
Yeah, it's one each day.
Morning all.
You have to wade through each day to find out whether there's visits or not.
Okay, Rob Alp phoned up yesterday to cover the pantomime. He was particularly interested in a photo opportunity with me involved. But I really don't want the tabloids kicking up their heels about the daft governor is in the annual Christmas pantomime at Ford Prison, because I don't think they give it fair coverage. Not in the current mood.
Been in this prison now for nearly 2 years, and I've normally got my finger on the pulse in what's happening around here. I haven't got anyone's here really, but I know who to approach for certain things. I mean, I run everything from here really anyway. I mean, this is the office. And although I've got an office in the workshop, that's full of paint and tools and things, so the only time I can get any peace and organise anything is come back to my room. But within a very short space of time I'll be descended upon by people who want some advice or want to go out on something or want something from the charity shop or just want something in general. So the room has to be reasonably comfortable. Office cum sitting room really.
It's the only room I've seen with velvet curtains.
I scavenged them out of the rubbish last summer, and I thought well, they'd go well in the room. Nice for the winter. I've got the summer ones in the cupboard.
This prison is unlike Wormwood Scrubs. Here it's split into two. A side, on this side, single room, a wash basin as you can see. Being able to carry on doing your work in private, whatever you want to do. I spend most of my time planning for the future, because that's how I do my time. B side is normally the shorter term prisoners and those that are under 40. I rarely go to B side.
Rich, you go down to get the mail?
Yeah.
It's that time already, boy.
Where I'm living, you've got no privacy whatsoever. You can't even, like, go to the toilet, really. You've got people walking in and out, in and out. You've got to queue up for the toilet sometime. You know, 16 blokes with a shower. You know, it is humiliating.
The other thing I've noted from the journal is that there seems to be a spate of heaving bricks and stones about, smashing windows and whatnot.
That was, yes. We think it might be a night reaction.
Last night, as a more up-to-date situation, we had a small fire, and it was a curtain being set alight.
It may reflect what people have been saying to me on and off now for many weeks, that the quality of inmates at Ford is different, and we haven't got the sort of people that we're accustomed to having. I'm not sure how far that's true. Certainly the risk assessment doesn't bear that out, really, does it?
No, no.
Once a captain, always a bridesmaid, eh? I spent 10 years in the army, serving with various regiments around the globe, in Northern Ireland in particular, and now I'm in Ford. Yeah, so it's a bit of a change. I'm not sure I'll be going to quite so many regimental reunions, perhaps. I don't know. That's not going to go on there, is it?
Well, yeah, let it go, yeah. That goes.
I've lost my family, wife and 2 very young children for centres of 15 months. I'll be here for 7.5. Financially, I'm totally ruined. I'm literally, today, in fact, trying to organise to become bankrupt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cinderella.
Now you look gorgeous, Steve.
Yeah, let's go. Shall we go? Can you get me out of here? I'll look anything you like if you can get me out of here.
Yeah, got it. Eggs, please. Turkey and egg, spam roll, vegetable fingers. 2 eggs.
I'll just have that, no egg. So.
Yeah.
So, thanks very much. Would you like to say a blessing, Robert? You get the middle-class types, some solicitors, accountants. They don't really consider this prison. It's another extension of their school days, and they act the same way.
You're a shock to the system. That'll be a first.
I think if you're a fraudster, it's not a bad bet, really. I mean, some of them are perhaps doing 2 or 3 years for a £4 million fraud. Now, if they've kept any of that money, then 3 years or 2 years out of your life for £4 million or £3 million, whatever it may be, perhaps isn't a bad deal.
I was a director and part owner of a company which deliberately set out to avoid tax. We evaded many, many £1 million worth of corporation tax.
Did you know that it could end here?
Well, yes, yes. I was a qualified accountant and therefore aware of what we were doing and aware of the possible consequences.
If you are now fit for work, you need to get back to work and you need to get grafting. You need to understand quite clearly that if you don't work, we're going to fall out.
Yeah.
And if we have to fall out, you're going to get extra days on your sentence.
I know this for our chemists that work in prison. I know this.
Okay.
So,
that is the position.
yeah, I know that.
All right, what I will do is no more than this. I will take 1 day's pay off you and give you the good advice that if you don't get back to work and get grafting, you're going to be looking at time added to your sentence. And you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
I've had a pleasant life, you know, I've had ups and downs in life, but I've had struggles as well. I've been 10 foot under, but I've made sure I've come up again. You learn the lessons when you come up. When I got 5 years, my wife came to the prison I was in at the time and divorced me, and I've seen her once since then.
Come on, any old coppers. Merry Christmas. To a good cause. Any old coppers. Oh, here we go. Thank you very much, my love. Oh, look at this. It's all green here. Lovely. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Was in the dead of winter time when all the birds had fled.
Oh, there you go, love. Thank you very much. Oh, you're a darling. Merry Christmas, my love. No, don't give it to him. Just me. Right, lovely. Merry Christmas.
Some money for charity, come on. 4 fundraisers. Where you want your dosh? Hello. Thank you, sir. Be very kind. Send your brother. Any money there?
Merry Christmas.
And you're staring at the star and you're like sort of frozen, and the lights come up on Prince Charming, and he says, What does he say? Who are you? Who are you? Where are you? Where can I find you? It's the emotion that I want more than anything else. It doesn't matter what you say. You've seen this beautiful girl, you want to find her again. All right, Vic, I get the point. Right.
Being an inmate, I can't scream and shout at them for fear of losing my teeth. That's been the hardest thing, just actually disciplining them and getting them in, because the talent is all there. And when you get them on stage in front of an audience, you get a terrific performance out of them, but actually making them learn their lines and making them show up for rehearsals has been the hardest thing.
Gentlemen, can I welcome you to the 132nd meeting of the Ford Gavel Club. And our Toastmaster this evening is Simon, who will introduce other members and the procedure for tonight's speakers. Thank you.
It's a self-appreciation society for pompous windbags. No, it's not really. It's a debating society.
As Gordon said, welcome to the 132nd special edition of Crime Watch, the Gavel Club. Welcome to our oasis of civility. So first of all, I'll introduce Ian, who's this evening's word and grunt master. Ian?
It tends to attract people of a certain ilk. I attended once and wasn't impressed. Not really my cup of tea, because I thought it was going to be a genuine debating society. But as I say, it's for people who are definitely into onanism, I would think, really, more than anything else.
All right, chaps, as you know, I've had a busy day. I've had a very busy week.
You get there and there's a number of subjects that are suddenly thrown up, and it's, right, you've got to tell us about yourself. And the first thing you learn here is saying nothing to anybody about what you've done or where you're going or where you live. And the Gavel Club is, right, tell us all about yourself. No.
They do have some interesting topics at times, but quite interestingly, a millionaire who's told us how he defrauded the country out of millions of pounds. It's generally a self-gratification discussion club.
Good evening, fellow gatherers. As we arrive here and we come into induction, we're all mixed up together. We're oil and water. And after a very, very short time, the oil has come to the top and the water is lying below. And from there on, there is very, very little mixing. We have what I suppose is broadly a middle-aged, middle-class A wing who will be the ones who borrow library books, who will be the ones who play bridge, who speak at the Gavel Club. There will be the rest who go to watch the video every night, to watch people hacking each other to death with chainsaws. And I don't know why this should be, and I cannot think it's desirable, but it does happen.
I can see the temptation to divide the inmates here into two groups, the rich and the poor, or something like that. And since A wing consists of long sentence people, plus some of the older prisoners, there is a difference between the two wings. The B wing people tend to be younger, with shorter sentences and less time still to serve, and a somewhat different view.
When it's all sorted out, you know, the new blocks are sorted and these are refurbished, you'll be in a reasonable environment. This is hardly what you can call reasonable environment, you know. You've only got to look into the bathrooms and the toilets, even when they are kept clean. It's still a dump.
What's it like in here at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Noisy.
Very noisy.
Noisy. Do you think the average person has got to get up between 8 and 8:15 to get their breakfast and then be at work by 10 and 9? If you're up until 2, 3 o'clock, sometimes 4, all depends what's going down in the huts, you know, you're not really in a fit state to trundle yourself out of bed and get to work, are you?
Sometimes.
That's why you need your single room.
Wayne, our usual valet, comes from B-side, and they're tightening up at Christmas now, with B-side coming into A camp buildings. But it's very unfortunate because I've got to boil the kettle myself, make the tea, and wash the cups up.
And the dinner plates.
And I will have to now go and collect my own newspaper in the morning, which is most upsetting.
There are lady officers. But well, it is even nice just to hear the click, click, click of a pair of, you know, just a female gate walking down the landing instead of the shuffling of the guys sometimes.
Today, Paul. Tomorrow.
Cheers, fellas.
I've got my family up here. I've got a few pictures, and I've got some scenes of past glory on the other side of the room. And it's been comfortable. It's just unfortunately a single bed and all that goes with that. But it's been okay.
To get 5 years took away the opportunity to see something I wanted all my life, and that's to be there at the birth. I mean, you see her in the visits, she's growing all the time. You see other little toddlers, you know, and yeah, she'll be 2.5.
How old was she when you first saw her?
She's, where is she? There. Over there. 8 hours.
Hush, little baby, don't you cry. You know your mama was born to die. And all my trials, Lord, soon be over. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. His truth
Eminent.
is marching on.
Wakey, wakey! Hey, Phil.
Morning, Mr. Lord.
Morning. Morning. Thank you, lads.
What you got? 14.0, 14p.
Morning, Mr. Stewart. Good morning. What's up?
If you're an orderly in a gym, you tend not to have so many restrictions on you. You can miss roll checks, etc., because you're in a gym working out. When I came in the prison, I was pretty bad shape. I weighed in a massive 15.5 stone. Nice and fat. I'm now trimmed down to 13 stone 2, 13.2, 13.3.
Morning, Colin. Morning, Mark. I'm looking for some of these washers.
Keep you busy?
You have to adapt to the situation where you're in. I am adaptable. I couldn't come in here and say, look, you know, I've been doing investments all my life. I've never worked in a store. I never will work in a store, full stop. It's a work in prison. I've adapted. I'm happy. My time goes quickly. The longest day in this place is a Sunday for me.
No matter how the world may view open prison conditions, you are a prisoner. You have lost your freedom. The problem with our penal system is not that prison is an insufficient deterrent. The problem lies more with the fact that anyone contemplating a crime is probably saying to themselves, well, I would hate the consequence of going to prison. But there's a very, very good chance I won't be found out. And if I am found out, there's a very, very good chance, particularly if I'm to be prosecuted by the Serious Fraud Office, that I won't be convicted. For what sum of money would you do a year's imprisonment in Ford Prison? For £10,000? For £100,000? For £1 million? For £10 million? Yes, that is a very relevant question. I think I probably worked out the answer for myself.
Is it worth it?
I'm not going to spend the rest of my time regretting. I've done what I have. I've done what I've done and paid the price. And I'm not going to waste any time in regretting.
Good morning, Colin.
Good morning.
Great deal to talk about this morning. I'll be as brief as I possibly can. I'm taking annual leave next week.
Something to say again, sir, but what can I say?
Nothing is probably the most discreet thing to say. I know I'm never here, but it's not holiday. I haven't yet finished the senior management programme, so those of you who think that my attendance this year has been somewhat patchy, I have to tell you it's going to be equally patchy the first half of next year also. But apart from a week's course at Newbold Revel in March and a few days in June, I've still got another 2-week attachment to do.
The Swan on Friday night.
Right.
Yeah, all went very well. We got £176 in the death, which wasn't a bad effort. We thought we might have got a bit more, but they were quite good.
Considering he wasn't supposed to collect, it's bloody good. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
and generally it went okay.
Go around all right, did it?
Yeah.
And my worries weren't.
No, it went
Founded.
perfect. Funnily enough, I was a bit concerned about it.
What about the
but
barrow?
No, the barrow.
Did you kill anyone?
No.
No one maimed?
No.
Ready? Go! Yeah! Mind your arms, Watch it. Easy.
I mean, it's not the best job in the world, but it's something I've made with my own hands, and I'm proud of it. My boy's birthday's on the 3rd of December. I was given permission by one of the governors to take it out, but the officer in charge of the charity workshop said because it hadn't come through him that I couldn't take it out. So at the moment, at this present moment, there's a little bit of hoo-ha going on as to whether I can take it or not. So I probably won't know until tomorrow morning.
Now, another thing, I've been approached by one of the inmates who works at Brent Lodge Bird Sanctuary.
Yeah.
And they should be ringing you, but the crux of the matter is, can you arrange for us, you and me, or just you, whatever, to go down somewhere in the near future just to assess the size of the job?
What we do is let them phone in first.
Yeah.
Then we go out and have a look at it, because Brent Lodge we do a lot for anyway.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of time for them.
The charge is under Rule 47, paragraph 9A, has in his possession any unauthorised article, that is at about 13:15 hours on the 13th of December 1994, during a routine search of your room E221 in A Wing. There was found one Casio Pocket Colour TV, one Selmar mini-active antenna, and one mains adapter. Do you understand that charge?
I do.
Have you made any written reply?
I haven't.
Have you had enough time to prepare your answer?
I have.
Do you want any help at this hearing?
I don't.
Do you want any witnesses?
I don't.
How do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, I've got to add days to your sentence. On this current charge, for possession of the television and the other items, there'll be 7 days added to your sentence. The previously suspended award will be brought into effect in full and consecutively. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Very well, that's it then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The items, of course, are confiscated. You understand
Yes,
that?
I do, yes.
Confiscation form,
Captain.
There's a lot of pettiness here, a lot of petty rules. They're very simpleton officers here, you know. You're treated with contempt. You treat it as a child, as if it's a privilege to be here. No, I don't think it is a privilege to be here.
Go on, go on, go on, go on. It's cold out there today.
I tell you, it is. The sun looks gorgeous, but when you get out there, it cuts you in half, that wind.
There's a sign coming up here somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, next to the left, Wild Bird Hospital.
Well,
Wild Bird Hospital.
Wild Bird Hospital. You know some wild birds? This is the place. Now, it should be round here.
Yeah.
Sure, look, there's a few dinners there, mate.
Yeah.
There will be 8, 10 possible cages here in a much larger area. At the
What
moment,
about,
we've only got 8
will they
cages
be
here.
on a hard standing, or will they just
We
be...
are going to concrete the
You're
surface,
gonna-
yeah.
So do you need bodies to dig it out?
We'll need bodies to
Right.
dig it
That
out. We'll
definitely
need-
we can help
Yeah.
you with. That definitely
I mean,
we
there's
can.
going to be an awful lot of hard labour. There's no doubt about it involved. Apart from the
yeah, we're
financial
very fortunate
thing.
that we have got the labour there, and they're quite
Yeah.
happy to do it.
Now, the only trouble we've ever had with any help from security blokes are from the probation office in Littlehampton, and there you get the roughest of the rough types coming out, and I wouldn't trust half of those blokes as far as I could throw them over my head.
Well, as you can see, our blokes are honest. Good
Yeah.
and true.
There are some things we can't very easily do. We can't get too picky about who we accept, or we should be left with empty beds. And we're under pressure to keep the place reasonably full. The sending prisons are under pressure not to be overcrowded and certainly not to lock out into police cells. And frankly, the notion that there is some easy way of distinguishing those who are going to be all right in open conditions and those who are going to take off on their toes is a completely false notion. It puts up my unit costs, you see, if I have empty beds.
Mr. Mull, he pulled me over this morning walking across. I said, no, I've been given a P35 clearance from the governor, governor's clearance. He said, no, you're not having it. I talked to the governor, I said, well, you trying to tell me you've got more clout than the governor and you're just a standard prison officer? And with that, he turned on his heel and shot away, said, I'll deal with it. And that's the first I've seen him just now, and he's given me permission to take it out, so they've obviously had words. And the inmate has won.
So your little boy gets a present?
So he'll get his present, yeah. So, yeah, I'm pleased with that.
Well, I don't think we ought to keep you any longer. We all wish you a very happy Christmas.
Thank you very much.
There should be a card there for you from myself. Right?
Thank you very much.
But it comes, I'm sure, with the good wishes of everybody else.
Thank you. Happy Christmas. Same to you. I hope we shall have a splendid year next year.
I phoned my wife on Christmas morning and she immediately burst into tears. So I did as well. And that was our conversation on Christmas morning, I think. Yes, it's Christmas is a bad time.
Musical hunting, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you want anything for the weekend, Liz?
People do support each other, and I find that quite charming in a way. But there is an awful lot of bullshit. I think I'll probably end up taking 2 or 3 phone numbers when I leave here, out of the thousands of people that I've met while I'm here.
Rolling bearing 227.
Roll correct, thank you. Hello, Alpha Bravo, both rolls correct. Release inmates to association.
Well received. Yeah, received. Alpha out.
Oscar to stand by. That's it, done. Both rolls in, both rolls correct.
This is Mark, my eldest son. Pretty boy he was. He's 23 now. Big lump. In 2 days' time, I will be released. I'll get to see them again really soon in the flesh this time, which will be wonderful. This is my wife for another few months, I think. Irreconcilable differences, I think the grounds are, but it's a pain in the arse. I gather that there's a huge percentage of marriages that fail due to prison sentences. I don't know exactly what the figure is. But they're the people that suffer more than anybody else, the people on the outside. We're just locked away, getting up and going to sleep, and getting up and going to sleep, while they have to worry about paying the bills and everything else.
Wonder where you might be. I've written you letters that I'd like to send. If you just send one to me. I miss you more than I miss you before and now. Where I find comfort, God knows. 'Cause you left me just when I needed you most. You left me just when I needed you
How's that, Marcus?
Superb, son.
Look good?
Look good, son.
A smart
go and
move.
put 'em, son.
Ladies' changing room, here I come.
In the fair scene, you do your normal walk. Just stay, just do the normal thing. That's fine. You all right, Baron?
Oh, do you know
Yeah.
Are you feeling good? Are you ready?
I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, good enough.
I'll get it afterwards for you if you like.
I don't want to let them. Oh, why do I let them?
Yes, cry what? There's a good tea for like stars.
Are you ready for the show? Elvis the pelvis?
There you are, you're stunning. I'm giving you the Mick Jagger look. Sumptuous lips.
Kiss me, Trent.
No, no, stop that. There we are. Isn't that good? Look in the mirror.
Oh, what?
You ain't got no chance.
It's now or never. Come hold me tight. It's me, my darling. Be mine tonight.
Yeah, but you're a fake jock.
Do you mind?
You're a fake jock. You've got
Honestly,
underpants
it's a
on.
banana I've got on my kilt. I'm just pleased to see you.
Hang on, cinders, cinders, hang on. Good.
Jim. Evening, Frank. Just
Hi.
come to say all the best.
Oh,
Take care of
thanks,
yourself.
thanks. Thanks, been a pleasure knowing you.
And you.
Yeah.
And please behave yourself.
Hope the rest of your sentence goes as smoothly as
Yeah.
mine's done.
Lovely.
Okay.
God bless.
Been
Please.
great. You're
Yeah.
doing a great job in the charity
Lovely.
workshop. You really
Take
are.
care of yourself.
Yeah. Anyway, good.
Good luck, Frank.
Good.
All right.
Okay.
Look after
All the
yourself.
best.
Graham!
Mr.
You got to do that, son.
Go down that way.
Right, Ed.
Here then, boys.
Let's
go for it. Go.
Oh, she's cheating, Your Highness. Why don't you put her in the dungeon and throw away the key?
Look, it doesn't matter! I couldn't possibly fail to recognise the other white stiletto. No one could possibly fool me.
Oh, yes, I could.
Where's Elvis?
I think he's gone, isn't he?
Maybe they went off together. Know what I mean?
Who said that?
And a Jaffa cake, there, a couple of Jaffa
No,
cakes.
no.
Jaffa cake,
I'll leave them there if you want some more. What we've got here? I'll have a Jaffa cake for the other day.
Part of my job is being that of the paper boy. And I really enjoyed that, and I might, I think, get myself a paper round when I go. If Mr. Patel will have me.
I'll take this home with me, you know?
It's just a fun thing. It usually happens to the majority of people here. You know, if you get on well with people, and it's just it's like their way of saying goodbye to you. The water's bloody freezing, but it's part of the full tradition.
I think you're still behind me, pardon my French.
Remember to what? In the joint.
If you really love us, come on and let it show. Come on and let it show. Come on and let it show.
We decided, or my wife and I have decided, two counts. Firstly, as of 8 o'clock tomorrow, you'll have a free pardon, the
Thank you
King's
so
pardon.
much, Your Highness.
And secondly, you'll go forth known as the Panto King from 8 o'clock in this yonder lane.
Enjoyed it. Come back tomorrow.